So, this is my new friend, Cathy Pote, and maybe Cathy, you can introduce yourself and who it is that we have with us.
My name is Cathy, and this is my friend Morgan. Morgan is our second Irish Water Spaniel. We have another one, Spencer, who's 7 years old, and we thought that maybe it would be a good idea that this is a good time to get a friend for Spencer. A younger dog keeps an older dog young. Spencer's not sure that he likes that idea very much, so Spencer's at home sulking. Irish Water Spaniels are an old breed. You don't see too many of them. They're non-shedding, and they're busy, as you can see with Morgan. He's 4 months old, so his mission in life is to just drive everyone insane.
All right.
There you go. There you go.
So, some of you are wondering, what's going on? Why do we have Cathy is a professional trainer of dogs. Why do we have a professional dog trainer dog here on Sunday morning? Let me point out why. Because we're walking this book of James. And remember we said this is one of the most practical, hands-on books you're ever going to find. Here's what James says in chapter 3, verse 7 and 8. For every species of beasts and birds, of reptiles and creatures of the sea is tamed and has been tamed by the human race, but no one can tame the tongue. Our focus this morning is going to be on words and our ability to control our words and our tongue. And James draws this big correlation. He says, look, you can tame an animal, you can train an animal to do lots of things, but I bet you can't tame your tongue. So we're going to put it a little bit to the test. Now, this is all on Morgan at this point. We'll see how he does. But could you show us a little bit of what Morgan's trained to do?
So the first thing you do when you're training a puppy, of course, is house training. So Morgan is pretty well house trained at this point, although I hesitate to say that. But the next thing you do is build foundation skills so that they can have manners. Just like children, a well-mannered dog you can take anywhere. So I'm teaching him self-control. You may think it's funny that he sits on this Bosu ball, but there's a reason for it, because if he's able to control his impulses, then he can do things like not run to the front door or out the front door when I open it. And when I ask him to go to his place, he'll do that and stay there. So he's learning things like this. He thinks it's just fun to sit here and he can get a treat. Morgan. Morgan. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy.
I don't think I could sit on a Bosu ball.
So I train him to sit on different things because in the world out there, there's all kinds of things for him to sit on. So I want him to sit on this step stool. Morgan, place. Thank you. Thank you. So he's learning manners. When I feed him, I ask him for one of these behaviors before I give him food. So I need to get him to do something that I want before he gets something that he wants. And right now he wants food.
Now, just as a side note, Cathy doesn't just train. Look, there's a picture of her other dog. I put it up there. I don't know if it's okay. So she's trained her other dog to do this. Cathy was explaining that often cars just stop because they're not sure what's food. Cathy, how much time? What's the investment it takes to train an animal like Morgan to do this?
It's continual. It never stops. Just like children. Just when you think they've understood it, they don't. So you have to go back to the beginning sometimes. In a month or two, he may forget everything he learned, and I have to start from the beginning. So it's constant, but you train as you live. Training isn't a job. It's what I do every day with him, so there's all kinds of opportunities to train him. Every time I go upstairs, I ask him to come with me, sit by my side, lie down, be quiet, go into his kennel.
So it's an ongoing conversation.
An ongoing thing.
And what would be, if we were talking on the phone, what would be the key to helping an animal like Morgan do what he needs to do?
I can make Morgan do anything. Oops. Oh, what's that? Everything in my mouth, yes. I can make a dog do anything, but that's not fun for him and it's not fun for me. So the trick is to find something that he wants in order to get him to do what I want. So, yes.
He's still a puppy, right?
He's still a puppy and everything in his mouth. Thank you. So motivation is the key. So right now, food is his motivation, but it could be a toy like this. So I get him interested, and if he wants it, right.
So motivation can change.
Motivation can change, yeah. Today it might be a toy. Tomorrow it might be something else. You know, this is a pretty stimulating environment for him. He's never been around this many people and this many children. So I think he's showing off. Irish Water Spaniels like to show off, as you can see.
Yeah. So let me just, so we see the parallel here. Here's what we see. It's an ongoing process to train, and the motivation is really the key. And James says, you can train an animal, often different ones, but the taming of the tongue, the training of our words and lips and mouths, a bigger job, something harder to do. So, Morgan, thank you for being here. Cathy, thank you for being here. And all of you jump guys, here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to go out that door over there, and Morgan's going to come visit you, okay? Yeah, so why don't you kids head out that direction, out the door, and Morgan will come join you and visit. Can you guys say thanks to Cathy?